For decades, the P-51 Mustang has been hailed as the king of World War II skies. A symbol of Allied air superiority, it was praised for its speed, range, and ability to escort bombers deep into enemy territory. However, when closely examined, its record isn't as flawless as it seems. While the Mustang was a formidable weapon, it wasn't the perfect dogfighter everyone believed it to be. The P-51's speed and range, a game-changer in bombing escorts. The Mustang's true strength lay not in its dogfighting ability, but in its unmatched speed and range, making it the ideal bomber escort. With its powerful Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, the P-51 could travel over 1,600 kilometers with drop tanks, allowing it to escort bombers like the B-17 and B-24 on long, perilous flights into Nazi-occupied Europe. Other Allied fighters simply couldn't match this range, and in 1944, when the Mustang entered service, it became the key to ending the devastating losses suffered by Allied bombers. This strategic role in bomber escort set the P-51 apart from its contemporaries. Fighter pilots were tasked with protecting the bombers from the Luftwaffe, but the P-51 could go the distance. By 1944, the P-51's operational range allowed Allied bombers to strike deep into Germany, something that was unimaginable just a year prior. The Mustang could provide protection all the way to Berlin, a feat no other fighter could accomplish without needing to refuel. With a top speed of 440 miles per hour at altitude, the Mustang was also faster than most German fighters, making it a potent deterrent against enemy interceptors. The Mustang's range allowed it to patrol, ambush, and disrupt enemy fighters long before they could form a cohesive defense. In this sense, the Mustang wasn't just another dogfighter, it was a critical strategic asset, enabling the Allies to cripple Nazi Germany's war effort by securing the skies for bombing raids. Its range and versatility were vital to the eventual success of the Allied bombing campaign. Dogfighting performance, the flaws exposed. Despite its unparalleled role as a bomber escort, the P-51 Mustang had significant flaws in dogfighting, especially in close-range, high-turn battles. While the Mustang excelled in speed, its turning ability left much to be desired compared to other aircraft, such as the Spitfire Mark 9 or the Japanese Zero. In a dogfight, the Mustang could struggle to outmaneuver its opponents in tight, low-altitude turns, where the lighter, nimbler aircraft excelled. The P-51's turn time was about 20 to 21 seconds at 270 miles per hour, significantly slower than the Spitfire Mark 9's 17 to 18 seconds. At even lower speeds, the Mustang became even more sluggish, particularly when engaging in tight, slow-speed turns. The aircraft's laminar flow wing design, while efficient at high speeds, lost its effectiveness when the angle of attack increased. This design flaw made the Mustang vulnerable in dogfights, especially in situations where its pilots needed to outturn or outclimb an enemy aircraft quickly. P-51 pilots, aware of their aircraft's limitations, were trained to avoid engaging in prolonged dogfights. Instead, they relied on boom and zoom tactics, using speed and altitude to engage enemies quickly, then diving away before the opponent could counterattack. Mustang aces like Clarence Anderson acknowledged that against agile Japanese Zeros, it was best to avoid the slow-speed turning battles and instead focus on the Mustang's speed advantage. Despite these shortcomings, the Mustang's reputation remained strong, largely due to its success as a bomber escort and its impressive record in combat. Yet, its limitations as a dogfighter were an open secret among pilots, who knew that engaging in tight turns could prove disastrous against the more nimble aircraft. The Mustang's laminar flow wing, a double-edged sword. One of the Mustang's standout features was its laminar flow wing, a design that reduced drag and allowed the aircraft to achieve remarkable speeds. This innovation was key to the P-51's long-range capability, but it also introduced a significant weakness that would haunt the aircraft in dogfights. The laminar flow wing, designed for speed, was not suited for tight turns or sustained high angles of attack. When a Mustang pilot pulled too hard on the controls, the smooth airflow over the wing would break down, causing a sudden loss of lift and a stall. This was a critical flaw in combat, particularly when engaging in close-range dogfights where tight sustained turns were necessary. German pilots, particularly those flying the FW-190, quickly recognized this weakness and used it to their advantage. They would bait P-51 pilots into low-altitude turning fights, where the Mustang's slower turn rate and higher stall speeds became deadly liabilities. The FW-190, with its stubby wings and exceptional roll rate, could quickly outmaneuver the P-51 in these situations, forcing the Mustang into a defensive position or even a fatal stall. While the laminar flow wing gave the Mustang remarkable range and speed, it also made the aircraft vulnerable in the very kind of close-range engagements that were common in dogfights. This design paradox, a fighter optimized for speed but compromised in dogfighting, was one of the primary reasons the Mustang, despite its overall success, was not considered the best dogfighter of World War II. Its greatest strength became its greatest weakness when it came to aerial combat at low altitudes, where tight turns and nimble handling were often the deciding factors in battle. The strategic importance? Why the Mustang's weaknesses didn't matter. Its true value lay in its strategic role as a bomber escort. The Mustang was designed for one critical mission: to ensure that Allied bombers could reach their targets deep in Nazi Germany without being wiped out by Luftwaffe interceptors, and in that regard, it excelled. In 1943, the Allied bombing campaign suffered heavy losses, with bomber crews facing casualty rates as high as 30% on some missions. The P-51 Mustang was brought in as a solution to this problem. With its long range, it was able to escort bombers all the way to Berlin and back, a feat no other Allied fighter could achieve without refueling or turning back. This extended range was a game-changer, allowing bombers to strike key German targets deep within enemy territory, significantly crippling the Nazi war effort. The Mustang's presence in the skies over Germany created a massive psychological advantage as well. The Luftwaffe, already strained by losses, now had to contend with a fighter that could reach them anywhere, at any time. The Mustang's ability to patrol ahead, behind, and on the flanks of bombers made it a constant threat to any German fighter attempting to intercept. This constant harassment significantly diminished the Luftwaffe's ability to mount effective attacks on Allied bombers, leading to a dramatic decrease in bomber losses. In essence, the Mustang's strategic value far outweighed its dogfighting deficiencies. It shifted the balance of air power in favor of the Allies, making the very idea of contesting Allied air superiority over Europe impossible by 1945. Mustang pilots, boom and zoom tactics over dogfighting. One of the most crucial aspects of the Mustang's success was how its pilots were trained to fight. The Mustang wasn't built for prolonged dogfights, and its pilots knew it. Instead, they were trained in the boom and zoom tactics that allowed them to leverage the Mustang's speed, power, and range. These tactics involved using the Mustang's incredible speed to dive on enemy aircraft, delivering a quick attack, and then climbing away before the enemy had a chance to retaliate. The idea behind boom and zoom was to avoid getting into tight, low-speed turns, which were the Mustang's Achilles heel. Instead of engaging in close-range, slow-speed combat, where an aircraft's maneuverability was paramount, Mustang pilots focused on using their aircraft's high speed and long range to strike from above and dive back out of danger. This tactic kept them at an advantage and allowed them to disrupt enemy fighters before they could organize an attack. USAAC and USAAF pilots like Clarence Anderson and John C. Mayer famously advocated for this approach, understanding that in a slow-speed dogfight, the Mustang would be at a disadvantage. In fact, pilots like James Goodson, a Mustang ace, often spoke of the importance of avoiding engagements with more agile aircraft at low altitudes. Instead, Mustang pilots would use their aircraft's high-speed capability to dictate the terms of engagement. Boom and zoom tactics also served a vital role in reducing Mustang casualties. When engaging enemy fighters in this way, Mustang pilots minimized their exposure and maximized their hit-and-run capabilities. In the end, the Mustang's reputation as a powerful escort fighter was built not on its dogfighting prowess, but on its ability to strike first and quickly disengage, protecting Allied bombers while avoiding prolonged aerial engagements. The legacy of the P-51 Mustang, the fighter that won the war. Its role in securing Allied victory in World War II is nothing short of extraordinary, not because it was the best dogfighter in the skies, but because it helped to change the course of the war with its strategic contributions. By 1944, the Mustang had firmly established itself as the backbone of Allied air superiority. Its impact was not just felt on the front lines, but across every operational facet of the war. The Mustang's greatest legacy lies in its ability to protect bomber fleets as they ventured deeper into enemy territory. By providing this essential escort, it not only safeguarded bombers, but also played a pivotal role in disrupting Germany's war effort. The Luftwaffe had been a dominant force early in the war, but by mid-1944, the Mustang had drastically reduced its fighting capability. As Allied bombers ventured into the heart of Germany, they were no longer easy targets for the Luftwaffe, thanks to the Mustang's constant presence in the skies. This had far-reaching effects on Germany's industrial capacity and ability to wage war, as its airfields, factories, and cities were relentlessly targeted by Allied bombers. Beyond its bomber escort role, the Mustang's legacy includes its ability to dominate the skies in a more strategic sense. In the final months of the war, the Mustang took part in massive air raids that wiped out the Luftwaffe's ability to defend Germany. The P-51 also contributed to air supremacy through relentless strafing missions, destroying thousands of enemy aircraft and infrastructure. These relentless strikes further destabilized the Luftwaffe, leaving the German military with little to counter the growing Allied offensive. The Mustang's legacy continues to be felt today, both in aviation history and in the symbolism of victory. It remains one of the most iconic warplanes ever built, and its contributions to the Allied victory in World War II are irreplaceable. The P-51 Mustang's cultural impact, symbol of Allied victory and innovation. The P-51 Mustang holds a deeply ingrained place in both the history of World War II and the broader cultural landscape. Its reputation as the ultimate bomber escort has earned it legendary status, making it a symbol not only of technical prowess, but also of perseverance and innovation. The Mustang's development, which was driven by necessity, epitomized the rapid technological advancements during wartime and became a key factor in securing the Allied victory. The Mustang's cultural impact extends beyond just its technical specifications. In the years following the war, the P-51 became a symbol of the strength and ingenuity of the American war machine. Its design, especially its Laminar flow wing, represented a new era in aerodynamics, one that would influence both military and civilian aviation long after the war. The Mustang's stunning combination of speed, range, and firepower embodied the triumph of innovation over adversity, showcasing how quickly technology could evolve in response to an urgent need. In popular culture, the Mustang has come to represent the might of the US during World War II. It appears in countless films, documentaries, and books, often being showcased as the defining aircraft of the war. The P-51 has been immortalized as the face of the greatest generation, embodying the heroism of the pilots who flew it and the resilience of the Allied forces that depended on it. Iconic movies such as The Tuskegee Airmen, 1995, and Red Tails, 2012, prominently feature the Mustang. solidifying its image as a key player in the air battles that helped secure victory in Europe. The Mustang also has a lasting legacy in aviation circles, often regarded as one of the finest piston engine fighters ever built. Its continued presence in air shows and museum collections further demonstrates the deep admiration for its historical and engineering significance. The P-51 Mustang is more than just an aircraft. It is a symbol of resilience, technological innovation, and victory, cementing its place as one of the most celebrated warplanes in history. The P-51 Mustang's place in history is firmly cemented, not as the best dogfighter, but as a game-changing force that helped secure Allied victory in World War II. Its strategic importance far outweighed its dogfighting flaws, and its legacy continues to inspire awe among aviation enthusiasts, historians, and veterans alike. The Mustang's unmatched range, speed, and adaptability made it an irreplaceable asset in the skies over Europe, ensuring the success of bombing campaigns and crippling the Luftwaffe's ability to defend Germany. More than just a fighter, the Mustang became a symbol of innovation, perseverance, and triumph, embodying the spirit of the Allied forces in their fight against tyranny. As we remember its service, the Mustang remains a testament to the power of technology and teamwork in overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more aviation history and fascinating stories.